All right, everybody, it's 5:30. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for today's GoElite and Harrisburg University's graduate program info session. In today's info session, we're lucky to invite Justin and Tyler from Harrisburg University. They are the international recruitment representative of the university, and we will go through the graduate programs at Harrisburg University, application timelines and requirements, how you apply for CPTs and information like that. And we are also gonna have 30 minutes for a live Q&A session. And before I jump in, I do want to introduce GoElite to you. And if you have any further questions regarding, Harrisburg University or CPT related questions, please feel free to scan the QR code down below. This one is for WeChat and the other one is for WhatsApp for any questions. So before we jump in, I'm going to introduce GoElite. So our company is located in Los Angeles. GoElite is a professional consultancy company. We're dedicated to help international students thrive in the U.S. for an education, and your success is our mission. So our primary service will include U.S. graduate school applications, as well as status reinstatement or status change in the U.S. And this is our official Chinese Xiaohongshu social media accounts. Please feel free to follow them as well. Our mission is to make students' American dreams come true, and we provide exceptional, timely, and professional consulting services for free. And our value is whatever international students' needs come first. We are certified by AIRC as the 6th AIRC certified agency in the U.S., and you can also find us on Google reviews. We currently have 197 Google reviews. Feel free to check it out if you're interested as well. So here would be our contact information. And without further ado, I will stop sharing and give time to Tyler to tell us more about Harrisburg University. Hello, Tyler. Hello, Justin.
Hello, Ryan.
Hi.
Thank you for having us, and thank you, GoElite, for putting this on. We're excited to be here and to be able to talk a little bit about Harrisburg University and answer any questions that you may have.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll go ahead and get into this. So just a little bit about Harrisburg University. A little background for you. Harrisburg University was founded in 2001 and is accredited by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Now, something very noteworthy of Harrisburg University is that they have been ranked the #1 STEM university in the nation. And they weren't only ranked the #1 STEM university in the nation last year, but the 2 prior years. Another thing about Harrisburg University is they have a very, very diverse student body population with nearly 7,000 students coming from 102 different countries. Harrisburg University has 3 campus locations. Their main campus location is located in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They also have additional campuses in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Before we get into the programs, I want to briefly talk about CPT. This is a term that we'll use, I imagine, a number of times as we discuss the program, the graduate programs offered at Harrisburg University. So CPT, what is it and how does it benefit international students? So CPT stands for Curricular Practical Training, and it allows international students with an F1 visa to gain work experience through off-campus paid or unpaid internships or employment in a related field while they study. Now, this benefits the students because you're able to get that real-world experience and begin building your career while completing your program. And again, that employment or internship is related to your field of study. So how does that work at Harrisburg University? Well, CPT is an integral part of the program, which means that participation is required. And because of that, CPT is authorized from day one and for the full duration of the program with no gaps or breaks. So we'll talk a little bit now about the format of the program and then talk about the different degrees that are offered. Again, all of the degrees that we will talk about today are at the graduate level. So the programs are 2 years in length, and each semester, students will take 2 3-credit courses. One course is completely online, while the other course will require some face-to-face instruction. Now that face-to-face instruction occurs one Saturday every month. So what that means is a student at Harrisburg University will attend an in-person session 3 times per semester, or 3 Saturdays per semester. The rest of the time, their learning will be done online. This format allows a lot of flexibility for international students and all students with their workload and their studies. It allows the students to live anywhere they'd like. They aren't required to relocate near the campus location, meaning you don't have to be domiciled in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, or in Philadelphia. This allows students to be anywhere, as long as they make the necessary travel arrangements to attend that in-person session. It is required. So failing to attend that in-person face-to-face instruction will mean that you're not compliant with the program. Semester tuition at Harrisburg University for the graduate programs is $5,480, and students must pay that in full 1 week prior to the start of each semester. Now, another nice thing about Harrisburg University that provides flexibility for students is they offer 6 different start times each year. They have 2 in the spring, 2 in the summer, and 2 in the fall. And you'll be able to contact GoElite for the upcoming current start dates this year. For example, the next start date will be late summer, which is July 6th. I apologize, July 8th. So at Harrisburg University, another thing that makes it a very popular university is the number of degree programs that are offered. And as I mentioned, Harrisburg University has been ranked the #1 STEM university in the nation. Every single degree program offered at the graduate level is STEM designated. So there's MS Analytics, MS Biotechnology, MS Computer Information Sciences, MS Consumer Behavior and Decision Sciences, MS Cybersecurity Operations and Control Management, MS Healthcare Informatics, MS Human-Centered Interaction Design, MS Information Systems Engineering and Management, MS Learning Technologies and Media Systems, MS Pharmaceutical Sciences, MS Project Management, and MS Techpreneurship. Now you'll notice that for all of these degrees, or most of them, there's the opportunity to have certain concentrations. So within, say, for example, MS Analytics, the student can then choose a concentration, whether it be healthcare informatics, information sciences, or do an individualized. Now, Harrisburg, Dubai. This campus, as I mentioned, was the 3rd campus offered by Harrisburg University. And many may not have heard about this because it's a new campus that's just recently been added. In fact, summer 1 was their first start date. But a few nice things about Harrisburg University at their Dubai campus is for students interested in an American education, they obtain the same degree. It is the same cost. But a few nice things about Harrisburg University in Dubai is the application deadline. It's much quicker. So it's only a 2-week application deadline. And the visa process is much easier since students aren't required to do a visa interview. The visa process is actually completed by the university. Another thing to note is the faculty is US educated, many of which will travel from the US to Dubai for that in-person session. Now the format is the exact same. As I mentioned, it's the same degree. So the format is the same. There are a limited number of degrees currently being offered at the Dubai campus. There's MS Analytics, MS Computer Information Sciences, MS Information Systems Engineering and Management, and MS Project Management. So let's get into what's required to apply to be admitted into the university and what the deadlines are for admission. It's a very, very easy process, and GoElite will assist you in completing the application. All application forms are provided by HMS and submitted to HMS. And again, GoElite will provide you with assistance in obtaining your personalized DocuSign. Along with the application, students will be required to submit a goal statement. Statements must be at least 1 page typed in length, but not required if you have graduated from a US university. You'll also need to upload your degree certificates and transcripts, 2 current letters of recommendation. They can be from former employers or professors, which for your students shouldn't be an issue. You'll upload a professional resume, a proof of English proficiency. On the IELTS, you'll need a 6.0. On the TOEFL, you will need an 80. Or on the Duolingo, you will need the 105. Now, again, if you've studied here in the US, that can be waived. You'll also upload a copy of your passport. And if you are a transfer student and you're already in the US, you must also include a copy of your visa and your most recent I-20 and I-94. And then you will submit your financial support docs. Your bank statements must show at least $27,040 in financial support or an affidavit of support if applicable. Now, the application deadlines for Harrisburg University are 2 weeks before the program start date if you're already in the US and have a valid visa, meaning you're a transfer student. If you're an F1 needed student, the application deadline is 2 months before the program start date. I believe I have 3 months written there, but it's 2 months before the program start date. Financial aid and scholarships. Now, I put this in here just because this is a question that comes up quite often, and so I just wanted to address it. Now, with these graduate programs, there are no merit-based scholarships. However, as a reminder, every graduate program offered to international students is authorized for day 1 CPT. So this practicum not only provides students real-world work experience in a related field of study, but because they're able to be employed, it also allows them to generate income, which can help cover their tuition costs and living expenses while they study. This is a huge benefit for international students who are concerned about the cost of studying here in the United States or the cost of living. Another nice thing about Harrisburg University is the amount of student resources offered to international students. They have an international student office, an IT help desk, as well as student support services for international students who might be struggling or have questions regarding their I-20 or CPT or traveling, whatever it might be. They're a great resource in assisting students, making sure they're in compliance with the regulations for their F1 visa, as well as with their program. So just as an overview with Harrisburg University, again, it is the #1 STEM university in the nation, and all of the programs are STEM designated. They offer an extensive list of degree programs, 12 different degree programs that students can choose from. That hybrid format where most of the learning is online with one Saturday a month in-person sessions provides, again, a lot of flexibility for students. All of the programs are offered with day one CPT. There are 3 different campus locations, which again provides flexibility for students. Again, their main campus location is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And then they've got fantastic student resources that are there to assist you. All right, Ryan, that I believe is it. Do we have any questions?
Yes, our colleagues have gathered a bunch of questions from our students. And before we jump in, we do want to say thank you to Tyler to present all those resourceful information regarding, Harrisburg University. And right now, if you could stop sharing.
Yes.
On your end, then I'll start sharing. We'll proceed with the Q&A session. Okay. So for the first question, I hope everybody could see that clearly. The student asked, do you have any course relevant to semiconductor design? Which courses do you think will match for me as I plan to continue working in this area as a design engineer in chip designing?
Yeah, just looking at this, as far as design goes, Justin, would you recommend, there's learning technologies, but that might not be too relevant to semiconductor design.
Yeah, I'm not positive off the top of my head if we have coursework specifically in semiconductor design. What I would recommend is checking out the graduate catalog. As Tyler mentioned, we have numerous degree programs that are all, STEM and tech programs at Harrisburg University. And each of those programs has kind of unique curriculum and coursework. So I would recommend reviewing the graduate catalog. GoElite can provide that to you, or you can find it on the university website at harrisburgu.edu. And just take a look at each of the degree programs, compare the coursework, and see if there's one that aligns with your kind of educational and career goals and what you want to do going forward.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. And for the second question, what is the on-site frequency?
Great question. So the on-site frequency, again, is 1 Saturday per month. So that means 3 Saturdays per semester you will be required to be on site, and then the remainder of the time you'll be learning online.
Sounds great. Next question. This student wanted a little bit more information about the admission process. For the MS in business, is there any limits or any specific requirements to the essay?
I'll jump in here. So Harrisburg University does not offer business degrees per se. All of our degrees are technology and science-based programs. So we don't have a business degree per se. However, we do have a lot of students who work in different business industries or sectors. And one program that's been very popular for them is the MS Analytics program or MS Project Management. Those are programs that, are attractive to students in finance or different business areas and things like that. In terms of the admissions process, GoElite can provide you with all of the required documents, but as Tyler mentioned in his presentation, if you've already studied in the US, all you need to provide is a copy of your degree certificate and transcripts, a copy of your professional resume, your passport, visa, I-20 and I-94, and a bank statement showing $27,040. Those are the only requirements for the application process. And typically you get a decision within about 5 to 7 business days. So the turnaround is real quick. So GoElite can help you through the application process. They're great at that. If you have any questions about kind of how that process looks on your side.
Thank you so much for your information. And the next question, this student wanted to learn about, is the university currently under any kinds of investigation of the immigration office?
That's another great question. The university is not under any sort of investigation. In fact, the university was just recently recertified by SEVP and USCIS. Additionally, all of the programs at Harrisburg University are fully accredited, and the university is in full compliance with all F1 regulations for international students.
Sounds great. Next question, if I couldn't provide a job offer before the program start date, can I still apply for CPT during the academic year once I got the job offer letter? And what if I'm laid off during the CPT period? Can I report termination of the employment and get a new CPT once I got a new job?
That's a great question. So as Tyler mentioned during his presentation, CPT is an integral part of the program, and it's actually required. And it provides huge benefits for international students who are enrolled in the program. However, we understand that, life happens, and at some point during the program, you may lose your job or get laid off, or perhaps, at the start of the program, you haven't quite secured employment. That's fine. In those instances, you will need to submit what is called the work placement waiver form. So anytime you are not participating in CPT, you'll just need to submit that form. Once you do secure CPT eligible employment, you'll need to submit the academic work placement form, which is used to confirm that your employment is related to your area of study. And once that's approved by the university, then you can submit your CPT authorization request. Keep in mind that, if you are on CPT and your employment ends, you must notify the International Student Office immediately of your employment end date, and then don't continue working at all until you have obtained new CPT authorization. That way you'll be in full compliance with your F1 status and CPT regulations.
Thank you for the thorough explanation. So the next question, who can confirm that the program that I want to apply works with the current position that I want to take under CPT? Is there an extra layer that people could check the program and how it fits with this person's employment?
Yeah, so that actually goes along with my last answer a little bit. Once you have obtained a job offer, or perhaps you're already employed, you will need to submit what is called the academic work placement form. And it's a form that kind of includes information about your employment, your job title, your job description, your duties and responsibilities. It includes information about who your supervisor is and their contact information, and your employer will actually sign that form. You will submit that form to the university registrar, and they will verify that the duties that are outlined in your job description align with your degree program and the curriculum that is taught in that program. And that's a requirement of CPT. Your employment must be related to your area of study. Once the registrar has verified that the job description matches or is aligned with your area of study, they will approve that. And at that point, you can submit your CPT authorization to the International Student Office.
Thank you. And for the next question, this student wanted to learn about the tuition fee per year for this particular program, especially for international students.
Yeah, so the semester tuition is $5,480 per semester. So annually, your semester tuition or your annual tuition for that degree program would be $16,440 paid each semester, paid in that $5,480 per semester.
Mm-hmm. Next question, are all the programs listed here need 3 Saturdays a semester in class presence?
Yes. Because of the format of the program, you are required to attend that in-person session. Now, they offer 2 sessions on that Saturday. They do a morning and an afternoon, and students are able to choose whether they want to participate in the morning session or in the afternoon. But they are required to attend all 3 sessions each semester.
Sounds great. And next question, the student wanted to ask about, is all the mentioned program eligible for all the start dates?
They are not. So some programs are only offered on certain start dates. GoElite can assist you with this in providing you a graduate catalog that will show you start dates for each program. And that way you'll know if, it's an early or a late start.
Absolutely. If you are interested in applying for Harrisburg University, please feel free to scan the QR code here for WeChat. And on the right for WhatsApp, our consultant will provide you with, the right information regarding the start dates to help you pick the right program. Okay, next question.
Can I just jump in there?
Sure, absolutely.
Just as a follow-up to what Tyler said, all of the degree programs are available in the early intakes. So early spring, early summer, early fall. It's in the late start dates, late spring, late summer, and late fall, when some of those degree programs may not be available. So again, just work with GoElite and they can provide you with all of the start terms, the dates, and which programs are available in each intake.
Absolutely. Thank you for your clarification, Justin. And the next question, can students pay the tuition monthly?
Unfortunately, that's not an option. The university policy is that students must pay the semester tuition in full by the start of each semester.
Okay, next question. Could you talk a little bit about the PhD programs, such as on-campus requirements, CPT policies, admissions process?
So unfortunately, we don't work with the PhD programs. Harrisburg University does offer some PhD programs. They typically accept students who have graduated from the master's programs at Harrisburg University. However, you can still apply if you would like. To inquire about the PhD programs, you will need to email phd@harrisburgu.edu.
Sounds great. Next question, when is the deadline for July 8th application? Also, do you have, I believe we answered this question. So Harrisburg University does have PhD courses, but not with day one CPT options. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the deadline?
So the application deadline, if you are currently in the US with a visa that allows you to study, the application deadline is 2 weeks before the program start date. However, I recommend applying much sooner so that you have plenty of time to complete the onboarding steps. If you are outside of the US and need to apply for an F1 visa, The application deadline is 2 months before the program start date.
Thank you. Next question. Could you explain a little bit about what is the individualized concentration?
So the individualized concentration, that means that within your degree program, you will be able to select up to 15 credits of elective courses from any of the other degree programs. And that way you can individualize or personalize your degree program. So for example, if you selected the MS Analytics individualized program, your degree program would be MS Analytics, but you could select up to 15 credits of elective coursework from any of the other degree programs. So perhaps you would be interested in taking some courses in cybersecurity, or some courses in healthcare informatics, or perhaps you're interested in, some project management or agile lean type things. So you can take those 15 credits to personalize your degree program.
Sounds great. Next question, is it required for all program majors to complete 2 quarters or semesters of CPT?
So there is no minimum requirement, but CPT is an integral part of the program and participation is required. So at some point during your program, you must participate in CPT. And as I mentioned previously, if there is a period of time during your program where you do not have CPT eligible employment lined up, you must submit the work placement waiver.
Thank you. The next question, what kind of scholarship does Harrisburg provide? I think Tyler already answered this question. Harrisburg University doesn't offer any kinds of scholarship to international students now, but instead students have the opportunity to work under CPT, which can earn them incomes. If you missed any parts of our presentation prior, you can feel free to scan the QR code to contact our consultant to provide you with the recording. Next question, for statement and recommendation, when you say they can be waived if graduated in the US, does it have to be an undergrad graduation or any kinds of US program could qualify?
If you have earned any degree in the US, the goal statement, letter of recommendation, and proof of English proficiency can be waived.
Sounds great. Thank you. Next question. If I already have an MS graduate degree from the US, do I also need to share a WES evaluation of my degree of my undergrad degree obtained outside of the US?
That is not necessary. If you've earned a degree in the US, whether it's an MS degree or a bachelor's degree, those transcripts will be sufficient to make a decision on your admission to Harrisburg University. However, we do recommend that you upload all of your university transcripts and degree certificates, even your foreign transcripts and degree certificates. However, they do not need to be evaluated by WES if you have earned a degree in the US.
Next question. This student wanted to ask if graduated from 2 different masters in Harrisburg University, can I apply for a 3rd master program in HU?
That's a great question. And frankly, we're excited that you are happy with your experience at Harrisburg University and that you're interested in continuing your program there. You would need to work directly with the university registrar to request another degree program. I know that they do allow 2nd master's programs. I'm not positive on 3rd. So you can work directly with the registrar to find out more information about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We recommend you to visit their Harrisburg's official website for contact information regarding that. And Next question. I have a master's degree from the US and a bachelor's from another country. Should I submit both transcripts or both should be evaluated?
So I kind of touched on this a couple questions back. Again, we recommend that you upload all of your university transcripts, US and foreign transcripts. They do not need to be evaluated by Wes if you have studied in the US.
I'm not sure what this the next question means. This person asks, can Day 1 CPT users only go to Harrisburg? I'm sure that if you are interested in Harrisburg University, they do offer Day 1 CPT options. I hope that answers your questions. Next question, just wanted to make sure that each semester I have to attend at least one face-to-face, which is in-person class, if that's correct.
You will take one class that requires face-to-face instruction. However, you will be required to attend 3 Saturdays during the course of that semester. So again, 1 Saturday a month, you will attend a face-to-face instruction.
Thank you. Next question, is it possible to extend the program to 3 years if we want to?
It's not possible to extend your program to 3 years because of the format of the program. You're only taking 2 courses per semester. So anything less than that would not be in compliance with your F1 regulations. So you must take a minimum of 6 credits per semester. And at that schedule, you will complete the program in 2 years. However, as we mentioned previously, Harrisburg University does give the option of completing a second master's degree if you wish. So once you complete your first program, if you would like to stick around and pursue a second master's degree, you can work directly with the university registrar to learn more about that.
Absolutely. Next question, can a student do full-time CPT for the whole duration of the program, which is 2 years?
That's a great question, and we get this question often. CPT, as we mentioned, is an integral part, and it is required. You can do part-time CPT or full-time CPT, whichever you choose. Part-time CPT is anything less than 20 hours per week, and full-time CPT is anything more than 20 hours per week. The only restriction on full-time CPT is if you have not yet done OPT at the master's level. If you have not done OPT at the master's level and you would like to be eligible to do so after graduation, then you must limit your full-time CPT to 11 months, 29 days. The rest of the time you can do part-time CPT and still be eligible for OPT after graduation. If you've already done OPT at the master's level, you cannot do it again. So in that case, there would be no restriction on your full-time CPT, and you could do full-time for the full duration of the 2-year program.
Absolutely. Next question, is there housing provided for those mandatory visits per month? Is there a campus housing option?
Unfortunately, there is not on-campus housing for the weekend sessions. However, the university does have some agreements with nearby hotels, and you can find that information on the university's official website. But you can get a discounted rate at those universities when you are there for the weekend session.
Yeah, we will recommend to contact your advisor once you enroll, and they will be the ones who could hopefully provide you with more resources on that. So the next question, if we find out that we wanted to switch majors after enrollment, can we apply to change majors?
That's another great question. This all kind of depends on which major you're switching to, and if it is available on the same schedule as the program that you're currently in. So if you join one of the programs that is available in, let's say, early summer, and after a semester or 2 semesters, you want to switch to a different program, if that program is also available in the early terms, then yes, you can switch your major to another program. However, if the program is not available in the same term, meaning it's a program that's only available in the late starts, like late spring, late summer, late fall, then the schedules would not line up for you to switch. So in order to switch, you would have to actually take a leave of absence from the program, which would be about 2 months break. And then you would have to start back up in the program, in the new program on the schedule that it's delivered. So we don't recommend that you do that because you will have a gap and you cannot take a break until you've completed the equivalent of 1 full academic year, which is 2 semesters. So I know that's a little bit confusing. If you find yourself in that situation, reach out to us or the registrar's office and they can help you through that process.
Thank you. The next question would be, the student wanted to learn about the companies that would accept the use of Day 1 CPT programs, and how could they find out if tech giants would accept Day 1 CPT programs?
That's a really good question. We actually, we have students in the programs from all different industries and companies and corporations. One of the best ways to find out about companies that do support or employ individuals who are participating in CPT as part of their degree program is to network with students who are already in the program. So once you arrive on campus, you'll be able to begin networking with those students, finding out, what companies they work for and the opportunities that they've found. That's a good way to do that. In terms of tech giants, they do actually support individuals who are participating in CPT. We have students from Amazon, Google, Facebook. So it is very common for students to come from those companies as well.
Thank you for your tips. And also from our GoElite standpoint, if you wanted to learn more about whether a particular company accepts Day 1 CPT, please scan the QR code or talk to our consultant. So there's 2 ways. First, we can put you within a student groups with current Harrisburg University students where you can network with them and ask questions. And the second way is that we have a website put together by our current or past student reviews regarding whether a company accepts Day 1 CPT. So that might be a tool that is helpful to you. Please feel free to contact us for those resources. And let's jump into the next question. Are there any UX and UI design classes in Harrisburg?
Again, we do have a lot of different programs that may include courses related to UX or UI design. Probably the most likely programs for that would be MS Learning Technologies and Media Systems, or perhaps some of the Computer Information Sciences programs. So again, I would recommend looking at the graduate catalog and comparing those programs and looking at the specific courses that are available in each program. And that way you can choose the one that most closely aligns with your academic and professional goals.
Thank you. Next question, is there a program that could be applicable to a finance analyst?
I would recommend for that the MS Analytics program. Again, you can do the individualized concentration if you would like, and that will allow you pull some elective courses from other areas if you're interested in that. Another one that could be a good fit is something like computer information sciences, scientific computing, which is also related to analytics and pulling data and things like that.
Sounds great. Next question. Does the International Admissions Office help with any kinds of RFE cases?
That's a great question. We actually have a lot of students who, during their time in the program, may be sponsored by their employers for H-1B. Obviously, that's a completely separate process from the university because it is sponsored by your employer, not by the university. However, in the event that you receive an RFE, which is a request for evidence, the university can provide supporting documentation to help with your RFE. For example, they keep very detailed records about your participation in the program and your attendance at those mandatory on-campus weekend sessions. They keep records of your course registration and your participation in CPT, and they can provide all of that documentation to show whether or not you have been in compliance with your F1 status while you've been enrolled in the program.
Absolutely. Next question. This student is currently under STEM EAD period, OPT, I assume, and his OPT or her OPT will be ending on July 5th. And the Harrisburg start date is July 8th. So what can the person do about the 3 days gap? And besides taking an unpaid leave from the employer, can the person have a legal visa and also stay in the US in this situation?
Yeah, that's not a problem at all. If your OPT ends on July 5th, you will need to stop working after that date. So, starting July 6th, you should not work until you have obtained CPT authorization from the university. You can get CPT as early as July 8th, which is the program start date. So during those few days where your employment authorization is not valid, you can work that out directly with your employer. They may allow you to take unpaid leave so that they don't have to terminate your employment, but you should not work on those days. So during that time, your CVIS record is still in active status, so you can remain legally in the country. You don't need to leave the country during those 3 days. You will need to have your CVIS record transferred to Harrisburg University by the program start date, actually the day before the program start date. So if your OPT ends on July 5th, I would recommend scheduling the CVIS transfer for July 6th, and that way you are ready to go and can get your CPT authorization on July 8th when the program begins.
Sounds great. Next question. Would Harrisburg University accept students from an ACICS accredited university? I'm assuming direct application or transfer to Harrisburg.
Harrisburg University does not accept students who attended an ACICS accredited university because of the issues that accrediting body had.
Okay. Next question is the early spring start date. I saw there is a early spring start date, and can I know when is the exact start date?
That is a good question. I can actually pull it up for you. I don't think it was included in the presentation. If you want to go to the next question in the meantime, I will look it up for you.
Absolutely. So the next question is, I have an approved I-140, or if I wanted to apply for one, Will it be a problem to get enrolled and have CPT authorization?
I may have to jump in on that one. So give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it looks like the early spring term in 2024 begins on January 6th.
January 6th. Thank you for the information. And the next question, the student wanted to know that if the person applied for have approved I-140 or are applied for one, I believe this is a green card related situation, and the person wanted to know if there's a problem enrolled in Harrisburg and have a CPT.
So I would recommend checking with your immigration attorney on that. If the change of status is pending and you currently hold a valid F1 visa, then you can enroll in the program and participate in CPT as an F1 visa holder while your change of status is pending. However, I would recommend, again, consulting with your immigration just to verify and confirm that enrolling in a degree program or participating in CPT will not affect your green card application.
Absolutely. Next question, which program is offered in the Philadelphia campus?
Great question. So there is just one program that is offered at the Philadelphia campus, and that is the MS Techpreneurship.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Actually, Tyler probably doesn't know this yet, but the university just announced that beginning in the fall semester, the MS Human-Centered Interaction Design program will also move to the Philadelphia campus.
Sounds great. So the next question, when does a student apply for CPT? What is the right time for a student to apply?
That's a really good question. I think the biggest thing is making sure that you plan ahead and get the onboarding steps done early so that there is no delay in getting your CPT authorization. As we mentioned earlier, the application deadline is 2 weeks before the program start date. However, that doesn't give you a lot of time to complete all of the onboarding steps, which include transferring your CVIS record, registering for classes, submitting the academic work placement form, and then finally requesting CPT authorization. So I recommend applying early. You will not be able to request CPT authorization until your academic work placement has been approved, meaning that the university has verified that your employment is related to your area of study. And that can take, depending on the volume of students that they're dealing with, that can take several days. So I recommend, applying early so that you have plenty of time to get that done. And then as soon as that academic work placement is approved, you can submit the request for CPT authorization. And that way it'll be ready to go when you start the program on day one.
Thank you. The next question would be, if student wanted to change from H-1B visa to F-1 visa, does Harrisburg offers things like that to do for students?
Yeah, so Harrisburg University doesn't do the change of status process for you. That's something that you and your immigration attorney will need to do on your own. However, you can apply for change of status while you are enrolled in the program or before you enroll in the program, either way. So if you are going to apply for change of status from H-1B to F-1 or H-4 to F-1 or another visa status to F-1, you need to start the change of status process before your current visa expires. If you are on a visa that allows you to study, like H-1B or H-4, you can enroll in the program on that visa status and begin the change of status process while you are enrolled in the program. Keep in mind that the change of status process from within the US is currently taking anywhere from a year to 18 months. So if your H-1B visa expires before the change of status is approved, you can remain legally in the country and continue studying. However, you will not have employment authorization from H-1B or from CPT until your F-1 visa is approved and you can apply for CPT authorization. Again, we don't provide immigration advice or counseling, so I recommend consulting with your immigration attorney on the change of status process if that's something that you're interested in doing.
Thank you. The next question, if a student wanted to apply for the July 8th start date program, which will be the first in-person Saturday that this person will be attending?
Great question. So your first Saturday will be that July 8th. You will need to attend in person on that day at your first semester.
Thank you for the information. Next question. You mentioned that in the finance, students in finance could take master's program in the analytics program. Have students faced any issues by the government when they're was majoring and also the analytics program issues, etc.?
I'm not aware of any specific issues with the government per se, but there are, a number of students who work in the finance industry who do a lot of data analysis as part of their job. So again, what you need to do is submit the academic work placement form, and the university will look at your job duties and your job description and verify that it relates to your area of study. If you work in the finance industry, but you are doing data analysis as part of your job, then that would qualify as a CPT eligible position for the MS Analytics program.
Thank you. Next question. This person is not sure if his or her undergrad transcript is verified, but it does have an official English version. Is it okay?
I'm assuming the student only has an undergraduate degree, a bachelor's degree from outside of the US. So if they have not earned a degree in the US, then they will need to have their transcripts both translated and evaluated by WES or ECE.
Sounds great. Next question. Can I provide an older offer letter from the employer? This person thinks the companies hesitate to provide a new one.
That's a really good question. So a lot of students, maybe you've been participating in OPT following your previous degree program and you already have employment when you join the program at Harrisburg University, and maybe you're going to continue your employment with the same company. That's totally fine. So you can, when you submit the academic work placement form, you will need to submit a copy of your employment offer letter. You can use your original employment offer letter. They will also need to provide a copy of your job description and your job duties.
Sounds great. Next question. As an international student, I'm working as a project engineer using my OPT. My F1 is going to expire in December this year, and I want to apply to MS Project Management in order to maintain my extra job using my CPT, if that is possible.
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. So as long as you maintain an active CVIS record, by participating in OPT or enrolling in a new degree program, you can remain legally in the country even if your F1 visa expires. So, once your OPT ends, then you will have a 60-day grace period in which you can either change your visa status to something else or enroll in a degree program like those offered by Harrisburg University to keep your CVIS record active. As long as your CVIS record is active, you can remain legally in the country and study and participate in CPT as part of your degree program.
All right. The next question, I think it was already answered. Harrisburg University currently doesn't have any PhD programs with a CPT or day one CPT option. And it's 6:30, so we're going to wrap up. Thanks everybody for attending our info session. We received a lot of questions from you, and for the questions that we haven't answered yet, please feel free to scan the QR code or talk to our consultants so we can provide you with the right information and answer to those questions. And if you join our info session midway, please also contact us so we can provide you with the recordings. And thank you so much for Tyler and Justin to join us today to talk to us and provide all those information about Harrisburg University. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Tyler, to join us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ryan.
Thank you. And we are looking forward to host an info session again if our students are interested. And thanks everybody for attending our session. And we look forward to see you again. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.